Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh and good morning. My name is Nur Amalia Amalim binti Muhammad Bazuri, metric number 265787. So, for your information, my final year project supervisor is Ustazah Professor Dr. Hermansyah Anwar, FCMI Logistic Department, School Technology Management and Logistics at University Utara Malaysia. Today, I am going to present my final year project, which is a research-based paper. I have been doing a research title about issue and challenge for Malaysia ports to become smart port. Next, move to the introduction. The smart port concept has become increasingly important as a future trend in the maritime industry, and the new smart port trend will lead to a focus on new management energy model which are based on low environmental consequences and simulating process and technology advancement. In addition, the advancement of information and communication technology has greatly improved the sharing and exchange of information. Smart port become an important feature for identifying smart transportation corridor which advance technology and commodity. Apart from that, this smart port will connect to smart corridor that intelligent transportation service will be able. So, ports are thought to be a most important members of this smart corridor. In other words, smart corridor that include a maritime transport segment necessitates smart port. The smart corridor means designed to improve mobility of local arterial straits by installing intelligent transportation system (ITS) equipment such as a interconnect traffic signal system, CCTV camera, dynamic message signals, and visual detection system. So, a largest amount of the data and informations are required in today's global logistics system to ensure that all phases of logistical activity are accurate and timely. The advancement of the information and communication technology has greatly improved the sharing and exchange of the information and data required for trade transportation. Next, background of study. Background of my research. Port base is a place that consists of land and surrounding water which contains boundaries as a place of community activity and economic activity. Ports are also the most important part of the development of country. Nowadays, the shift of smart port, which rely on new technologies and digitalizations to rationalize restructures and streamline port activity, has proven to be a viable strategy to overcome economic efficiency and environmental performance. According to the IT glossary, digitalization is a process of change from analog to the digital. Malaysia ports are also working to create smart port in existing ports in Malaysia, but this is taking a time and there are some challenges that Malaysia need to face to implement the smart port. Problem statement. Smart port is a solution that will facilitate port activity by providing facilities and services that are connected to the Internet of Things (IoT) and can be accessed, touched, and integration schemes with the port internal system. So when we look at the world is entering the era of digitalization and the rules of information technology (IT), in this era will shift the activities that are done manually at this time to those that are done using technology or visualization. So this study was conducted to look at the challenge faced by Malaysian port, especially focus on Port Kelang to create a smart port. So port is have not yet implemented a complete smart port, as Malaysia still do not have much funds released to implement better automation technology, and Malaysia still do not have a good support system to handle all the conditions in the warehouse. So next, the objective of the study and my research questions are the same, leading to the objective of the research conducted. So for the objective, I have three. First one is to determine the current status of Malaysia port. Second, to evaluate the challenge issue of Port Klang. And the last one is to assess the current approach of Port Klang. Next, move to the methodology. So this chapter is the process used to collect information and data in this study. This chapter also explains the issue and challenge for Malaysian port to become smart port. Method used in this study, which include the research design, sampling data, collection method, questionnaire and interview. So, for research design is a technique that construct a research paper which combinations all the essential elements together. I choose the qualitative method where I got two respondents who works in Port Klang. They has better experience and also knowledge, and they have also the right pupils to be interviewed, and the answers of the question related to the research study. They give me the best answer to my question. So I did this research by interviewing respondents using the video calls and on calls. Other than that, researcher gets a lot of information related to the problem and also development in the port terminal in Malaysia, especially Port Klang. The important part for my research is results and data analysis. Okay, for the results and data analysis, there are many issues and challenges faced by the port in implementing smart port in Malaysia, especially in Port Klang. Here, I would like to discuss the current approach of Port Klang to realize smart port and become to the first port in Malaysia has a port that has advanced technology and use the full technology. The average view from the respondents, they are very positive regarding the question related to the study. Current status of Malaysia port. From the analysis, status of Malaysia port is a very weak. Malaysia still a developing country in terms of economy and technology. So, in relation to technology, Malaysia is still at an unsatisfactory level because Malaysia is not able to provide good technologies due to the several factors. Therefore, what is clear is can take a closest looks at the current status of port in Malaysia in the scope of investment technology. Second, the current status of Malaysia port has not any developed yet. So, all the port in Malaysia are still under study at an early stage in the implementations of more advanced technology. So, for example, Celcom 5G digital frontier technology has been used at Langkawi Port Sdn Bhd as a smart city security and protection solution. Trash and Industry 4.0 digital technologies based on the Internet of Things (OIT), artificial intelligence (AI), big data, mobile communication system, software and simulation, as well as digital system integrations has been developed. Next, ports in Malaysia have half of the industrial revolution IR 4.0 element already run and the other half is still running. Port has made plans to implementations digitalizations. There are several projects has been implemented and have already been carried out in Port Klang, Port Tanjung Pelepas and Port Penang. So previously the port used a translation manual as using papers to do words, but now has been digital by introducing application to make translation and cargo review and so on. So move to the next slide. Evaluate the challenge issue of the Port Klang. So the challenge are not given due attention. Malaysia may lag far behind in global competitions. First challenge is cost technology equipment. In Malaysia, the warehouse divisions does not mix the equipment and advanced technology like port in other countries. So it's all depends on machine technology equipment, software and everything is sourced from abroad. The effect of the procurement of foreign goods also affects the cost to be borne by the port company is the highest than if all the equipment is procured over the company. Second, integrated to terminal. This is because Port Kelang has two terminals, Export, Westport and Northport. Both terminals are operated by two different companies. So this become an issue when they want to run any system in their operation. So they have the challenge of choosing the system that should be used because each has its own system. In Port Kelang, they are also challenge that cannot be overcome, but they are also overcome by developing a system used by both authorities. Next, higher investment. To implement advanced technology in existing requires higher fund or cost because in Malaysia still do not have advanced technology as abroad. So it's need to spend hard capital to buy some more advanced technology from foreigners country. So it is clear that to create a smart port in the existing terminals in Malaysia, this is a very much needs more capitals and strongest financial system. And lastly, Port Kelang have matured one or have long been built. So this is one of the challenges to release smart port because this long built terminal use a common technology that is not advanced. Therefore, this is a challenge for Malaysia to obtain advanced technology to create a smart port. They require more attention to the Malaysia encourage luggage cost to upgrade existing ports to achieve a more technological level. To achieve a more comparable to foreign country requires more efforts where the effort is not for oneself but is changed to the facilities the pupil is in port activity, where this is also a major link between the Malaysia borders and foreign country. So next, assess the current approach of Port Kelang. So based on my respondent, Lembaga Pelabuhan Kelang also plan to set a new terminals. At the same time, they can upgrade technology and move towards standing autonomous port and upgrade equipment to the latest. Applications of technique used in Industry 4.0 and Internet of Things (OIT) programmers can make the port terminal smarter. Smart port will increase employers' productivity, improve energy management, analyze maintenance, forecast, conduct inventory, reviews, evaluate downtime, and use integrated remote port operation. This Internet of Things (OIT) movement is the next wave to the internet. Next, needs to upgrade the technologies Port Kelang, namely non-port mobile and Westport. Both of these applications are used by non-port and Westport Kelang. Non-port mobile application on the go, accessible anytime and anywhere from your smartphone. The application provide inquiry of containers, visual and conventional, which is provide update information to the customer. Westport has enabled the communication to increase productivity in performing day-to-day transaction with the terminals. As a part of continuous improvements, there will be more service added to the application in the near future. Lastly, conclusion. In conclusions, to begin current smart port initiatives are built on various pillars, some of which overlap. Some ports are implementing multi-purpose projects, whilst others have focused on specific areas such as ICT, integration into port operations. Apart from that, this is due to its chief port policy and their unwillingness to share detailed information or a lack of focus on curtailing smart ports activity dominance. So that's all from me. I hope this presentation help your understanding about the study I have conducted and indirectly can help my final score. The end of the words. Thank you for watching and Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.